nice and tight. Great. Come nice and tight. Good morning, everyone. We are here at Haymarket Station to celebrate a really big deal. For the first time in 15 years, we've eliminated slow zones on the Orange Line. And I just want to thank General Manager Phil Eng and his team. This is so important, giving back time to people so maybe they can stay at home longer in the morning, or they can get home more easily and more reliably to pick up kids from after school. Maybe they want more time to walk the dog, who knows? But you know, this is a big deal because we're giving time, we're giving people time back in their lives, because we know that for far too long people would have to wait on the T because of these slow zones. And we promised as an administration that we would get after this when we came in. I'm really proud of the work of the team that's been done to eliminate these slow zones on the Orange Line, and really grateful to the riders. Continue to ride the T. We're working hard every day to improve service and the quality of service and the experience. I think we've made a lot of headway. We've also done some other things, as you know, the contactless pay, the low fare and free fare in the RTAs. So a lot of good stuff happening. Huge credit to the workforce at the T. Thank you all, and thank you to General Manager Eng, who I'm going to invite forward right now. And as I'm doing that, I'm joined and proud to be joined by Secretary of Transportation, Monica Tibbits-Nutts, and of course our fabulous LG, who is rocking the right color here at Haymarket in celebrating the Orange Line. Phil.
Thank you, Governor. I'm going to have to get a new wardrobe because I'm realizing I need different colored jackets now with every event that we're doing. And we hope to have so many more of these because it's super exciting to be part of this team. I couldn't have been more blessed when Governor Healey and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll offered me this role and the commitment towards transportation. The whole workforce that we've been working so hard to rebuild has been instrumental in delivering what today we're celebrating, the Orange Line being restriction-free, as the governor said, first time in 15 years. And if you think about it, in the spring of last year, we were running 185 trains a day. Come December, when we put in a new winter schedule, we'll be running 360 trains a day. That's nearly double the amount of trains that we were running just last year. If you think about it also, as the governor said, the amount of time that you wait for a train. When I started, it was about 12 minutes. I remember my daily commutes coming in from Forest Hills. And if you miss a train, how frustrating that can be when you have to wait another double-digit amount of time. Come December, we anticipate our headways will be about 6 minutes between trains. And that's really important because if you have one-seat, two-seat rides, the ability to know that if you miss a train, there's another one just a few minutes away really takes away the frustration of traveling. It makes traveling be more seamless. And it really is just how we intend transportation to be, something that people don't have to worry about, people don't have to think about. They know it's available for them, and it's available safely, it's more reliable, it's more frequent, and we're doing things to improve the experience as well. If you look at this station that we're standing in, the ability to make sure our lighting is improved, to make sure that we're cleaning our stations, that we're inspecting our stations, as well as the governor said, the ability to access our system. Contactless payment is here, it's here to stay. The other part of the key part about our system, Orange Line cars. All new Orange Line cars are running. That adds to reliability, it adds to comfort, it adds to the experience. And those cars are performing more than double what the contract requires, over 200,000 miles between failures. The old Orange Line cars were failing every 29,000 miles on average. So imagine that improved reliability, safety. Those minimize delays, those improve the trips. And I couldn't be more proud than to be part of this team here with the governor, the LG, the secretary, and we do it all because of the public that we serve. And nothing more exciting than giving the people back quality of life, time in their day. And thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. I'll just say one thing. I think what is really great is you can't blame the T anymore for being late to work if you take the Orange Line. More time for CrossFit. Thanks, Phil, for that. But it's really about people we don't know who take this train every single day, who have got hundreds of hours back in their life with their family, with their loved ones, and I think that's what really gives us the most satisfaction, that people rely on this system. Thanks to Phil, hardworking staff, some of whom you just met, working underground, managing really tough infrastructure work, fixing this system. have now returned time to people. So just want to thank everybody for their patience and real gratitude today as we think about heading into a holiday season that your commute is going to get a lot better moving forward.
Awesome. All right. We're happy to take some on-topic questions. Again, shout out to the teams because these guys lived in the tunnels for weeks, months, and as Phil said, we let them up today to celebrate and welcome passengers. Yeah.
I'd like to ask what you did differently that allowed you to eliminate the slow zones that couldn't be done in the past.
Well, I'd like to start off with the support behind me, right? I don't think any general manager could do this without the support and the leadership that the Commonwealth has, and that allowed us to, as a team, really dive into how do we go after these challenges? How do we reinvest in our infrastructure? Shout out to the legislature for the funding that we had, the funding that allowed us to hire our workforce and rebuild the workforce, because that workforce is rebuilding the infrastructure. But then as a team, it's the internal planning, the scoping, the collaboration of all the functional groups and really bringing them together. The amount of work that we performed, and we've talked about this before, in these diversions, the ability to work 24/7 and the ability to go around the clock, we did work more efficiently, more effectively, and we really did deliver, if we did it the old way, about over 40 years of work in this year plus of time. And we are on budget, on schedule, and in fact we've saved on the busing program over $70 million by doing things better, more efficiently, and the hiring that we brought on to have more bus operators have helped us bring down those costs. So the real thing is that it starts with the leadership, the support, and then us pushing ourselves to find ways to be more productive, more aggressive, and really more accountable. So a lot of effort, a lot of hard work by these folks. I get to stand here and get the credit, but without the whole team that is doing all the planning, scoping, and working around the clock, we wouldn't be here today.
Well, I mean, the T is going to need a continuing source of operating revenue, and we're looking at that now, both a short term and a long term. As the GM said, we are proud of the investments that we have made as an administration in transportation infrastructure, including the T, and you see the results. And I just really want to give huge credit to Phil Eng and his team for what they did. We knew coming in when we started as governor, as lieutenant governor, that public transit, and transportation infrastructure was so important to people, and we wanted to deliver. And, a difference here is that we made sure that we went out and got the very best in terms of leadership to head this up. And Phil Eng came to us, we recruited him. He'd had experience running large transit systems. He's an engineer. And we also said, go out and build the team that you need to build. And so, he's done that. Huge credit to the workforce, and also we were able to hire more workers to get this done. And you see the benefit and the fruits of that in just the last couple of years. More work to be done, but we're just going to continue to stay on this path. And those statistics are pretty remarkable. What the GM just outlined in terms of the work that we were able to complete in a short amount of time to make huge strides in this important transportation system that our residents, our businesses, our economy depend on.
Question about teacher strikes. Teachers in Beverly and Gloucester are on strike right now, and there's word that there could be a vote in Marblehead as well. There's 7,000 kids today who are not in school. Your reaction?
Well, look, this is really hard on students, really hard on parents. We have been in touch with all involved in this and both sides, and just have strongly encouraged people to work to resolve this as quickly as possible so that our young people can be back in school. Well, we have yet to see. I mean, I am really proud of the fact that we went after, we put together a team that was really laser focused on chasing federal funds for transportation infrastructure, for any number of projects in the Commonwealth, including housing. And we put that money to good use. We're going to be putting that money to good use, and we're going to continue to search for opportunities, work with any and all opportunities to secure more funding into the state.
What are you doing to prepare for potential gaps in federal funding under a Trump administration?
Well,
Things like the Cape Cod bridges. Do you anticipate any potential?
You know, we're full steam ahead. As I said the other day, we've got projects underway. We've got work underway. We've got work that is about to start. So we're full steam ahead, laser focused on making Massachusetts more affordable, more competitive, more equitable, and that's what we're doing. I mean, it's hard to say. Some of this is hypotheticals. We don't know yet what the new administration is going to do.
Do you expect orange line to surpass the fastest that it's traveled?
We are continuing to improve the service on Orange Line. Aside from the track program, some of the things that we've been working really hard on this year, and we will intensify next year, is improving the signaling system. The upgrades that are ongoing are vital to now taking our service to the next level. And next year's program, which we will talk about shortly as we lay out the program for work, is going to really focus on signals, power, accessibility issues, but signaling and power will be a key part to keeping, even maintaining what we have, but improving service going forward.
You can do a couple more plays on your off topics. I have another off topic. Okay. For the governor. Let's go over the legislative reports for the emergency housing system. And it appeared that there was a large uptick in October, $218 million from October to the very beginning of November. Can you explain why there was an uptick that month? Normally it was around $60 million spent each month. And is that an anomaly, or do you expect that pace to continue?
I'll have to go back and look. But, generally where we're headed, we're working really hard as an administration to do a few things. One, depopulate, get as many people out of emergency housing as possible. And we've been working at that, getting folks working, getting them on their feet. And that is our goal. We want to really depopulate all of these places. We've also sent a message and a clear signal that we are full here and we cannot continue to take on new arrivals. But, there are a lot of Massachusetts families that need shelter, and we hear that from our mayors, we hear that from our town officials. There are a lot of people who have fallen on hard times, so we've got to make sure that we have a system and infrastructure to support, families and kids here in Massachusetts when they need housing. But that's the current state of play. Do you have anything else to add on that? Okay.
You mentioned new arrivals. Has that number come to pace? Remember a year ago,
Yeah.
it was several hundred a month. Has that continued? Do you continue to see several hundred families arriving every month?
Not several hundred, no. I mean, the numbers have gone down, but, I continue to say, this is a federal issue, and I hope a new administration and a new Congress finally fixes it. I've said for a long time, both as Attorney General and as Governor, we need to secure the border. They need to pass a law in Congress. We had a law proposed, a bipartisan law proposed a while back that would have put more agents on the border, would have secured the border, would have addressed some of the issues around human trafficking and fentanyl trafficking. That's what states need right now, is to focus at that point. And I just continue to call on and hope that that action is taken. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Massachusetts Child Protection Agency fails to properly identify children in its custody, especially with serious mental health conditions. The state auditor found systematic oversight included missed MBTA therapy sessions for these 30 to 5% of the children. What do you have to?
Yeah, the state auditor audited the Department of Children and Families as part of a regular routine audit, looking at some of the mental health services and the extent to which they were provided to kids in DCF care and custody. Our office cooperated with them, of course. A lot of that audit focused on the prior administration, but we worked to get them everything that they needed, worked with them on recommendations. DCF is already implementing those recommendations, which is important because making sure, of course, that we're doing the very best for our young people is top priority.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
You seem to be at an odd position because you have the Trump, you have the incoming administration saying that they're planning mass deportation. You have said for a year now that we're full, we can't take any more new arrivals. But at the same time, you've referenced values, your values, taking care of families who need to be taken care of. So where do you sit now in terms of cost of having families continue to arrive in the state and the new administration saying that they're going to deport them?
Well, I think those are a few different things that are happening. I'm not sure what the Trump administration is planning in terms of its actions around immigration, deportations, and the like. You know, as I say, I really hope that the new administration works to secure the border and passes a law with the new Congress that will actually take care of this issue, right? That, you know, has been festering for far too long. So I really, really hope that that happens. And, you know, we're just going to continue to do our work here in Massachusetts. My position hasn't changed on that. I've said for a long time that we cannot continue to bear an extra burden around this. We need help from the federal government. The federal government's got to work to secure the border, and I really hope that happens.